Welcome to episode 2 of Inside Invesco. I'm your host, Jessica Franklin, and I work in talent acquisition at Invesco. Last episode, we spoke to Ashish Ranjan, my global head, regarding recruiting, and today we will dive deep into the realm of distribution or sales. Our colleague Kate Dwyer is here, who heads up distribution in our London office. Check this one out to hear real insights on our culture, how we hire candidates, and more. Kate, hello from across the pond. Welcome to the podcast. As I mentioned, you are the head of UK distribution here at Invesco. To start, can you share a little bit more about your role and what that entails?
Absolutely, Jess. Thank you so much for having me here today. Essentially, what distribution and sales are here at Invesco is looking after our clients, anybody who's based in the UK, from our largest institutional investor, so the biggest pension funds that are based in the UK, all the way through to an independent financial advisor, and making sure that we are working with them to bring all of the investment products and services that we have at Invesco to help them solve their kind of investment needs. And so we have a large team here servicing different client types and making sure that we are ensuring that we have a client focus in everything that we are doing across our conversations.
Thank you. And for listeners who don't maybe know much about your career background, can you share a little bit about how you got to where you are?
Happy to. Probably never expected this journey, to be completely honest. I actually started as a chemistry major. I went to university. I studied bioorganic chemistry. I did my postgrad in biochem, and was brought up in South Africa. And when I moved to the UK, I was given the opportunity to work in the investment field. I started at Morgan Stanley. And I very much worked my way up through the investment industry, from investment banking on a trading floor, doing securities lending and equity finance trading, moved over from investment banking into asset management, and always enjoyed working with people. So kind of started gravitating towards the client service and sales part of asset management. Worked in the ETF company, building up an ETF franchise for a company called Source. We were acquired by Invesco a couple of years ago, and I've transitioned into the Invesco business to kind of grow the ETF business, and now more importantly, our broader investment business for our UK clients.
Thank you. That's so unique that you had such a different educational experience than what you landed in. I think applicable for a lot of people probably listening. So since you've touched so many different areas of investments broadly, what do you think is unique about being in sales or distribution at Invesco in the UK?
We're a global organization. We have got so many capabilities. And so typically when you're working with clients, you want to help them solve something that they've got, and they've got a specific need for, and bringing it back into the firm, and then looking across our global organization and making sure that we bring in potentially different teams, different products together to kind of help construct that kind of solution or that investment proposition for our clients. I mean, it's incredibly rewarding, and it really gives me something to kind of get up for every day, because and I suppose that's why working for Invesco is so good, is that we do have that broad set of capabilities. We do have a strong passive franchise through to kind of fundamental active mutual funds, both on the equity and fixed income side, and then through to kind of the private market side as well.
So on that note, what do you think are some of the key aspects when you're looking at candidates or interviewing candidates? What do you think are some of the key aspects of Invesco's culture that we're looking for in candidates as well?
What I'm looking for is that people are looking for the interest in how we work together, and that interest in the culture, and the interest in how the right type of people that we want to bring within the team, because ultimately that's going to be key to success. You can absolutely teach people product, You can teach people in the investment side and everything, but making sure that people appreciate the importance of the way, the culture, the way we work together, and so that they can come in and fit in with bringing their unique self to it, but absolutely wanting to bring the best of themselves into the organization.
And then do you have any advice for candidates who are looking for distribution roles in the UK?
My advice would be, if you're looking to move into sales, just to not be too focused on what the end goal is. Come into the organization, potentially in a role that you can learn off and potentially move into sales. But also, I think be encouraged to apply for roles, be encouraged to potentially put yourself forward for a distribution role, even if you don't have the background, right? So if you've come from a different organization, but are looking to get into sales, is like, make sure you apply, make sure you look at it, because ultimately we're not looking for people who've all got that kind of set pathway. Right. Because I never came in this way. And I think that, I think you learn so many different things across, I suppose across your different roles, and you're bringing the best of that into this position.
Yeah, I think that's such good advice and so pertinent. I think we all feel that we should have it all figured out right now of what we want to do for the rest of our lives. And so it's great to hear people like yourself who are at high leadership roles, maybe didn't start off totally knowing, and sometimes you fumble a bit into the next role and hop around. It's good to hear stories like that.
No, absolutely. And I think that's key. I don't think anybody coming out of school, coming out of university, knows exactly what they want to do. And equally, when you enter industry, you don't necessarily understand exactly what the role will be, or what will be what it means to be successful in that role and what it takes. And so sometimes you move around and get experience, but all of that is setting you up for success in your new role and the next step.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. Well, thank you so much, Kate. That wraps up our time today. Thank you for sharing your insights with us. Stay tuned for future episodes where we'll be sure to speak to folks from all over the business. And if you're interested in positions with Invesco, check out the homepage of our career website. See you next time.